To those who feel like it's just not working, it's not working, and you feel like in your mind, like I just keep messing it up, or what's wrong with me, or when am I gonna get this right? Is it even gonna happen? This video is for you, and I guarantee that this will shift something. This will shift something for you, because maybe the problem isn't that you're doing it wrong. What if the problem, the puzzle, was that you were just doing the wrong thing? Not that it's not working for you. What if it was working on you? But we're going to stick to are you doing it wrong, or are you doing the wrong thing? And if you don't know me, my name is Luke Fitzgerald, former pro athlete for 12 years. And the last 4 years have been just traveling the world, trying to figure things out and documenting it the best that I can. We've been through so many ups and downs on this channel and all social media platforms, and I'm just figuring it out publicly. Something that I hope that one day you'll start to do even more. And the thing I think about a lot of times is, am I doing something wrong, or am I doing the wrong thing? You know, and now I'm sitting by a road, so it might be kind of loud, but I hope you guys can hear me. And there's a big difference. There's a difference between doing it wrong and doing the wrong thing. So you got to look at everything as kind of like, I know everyone hates math, but you got to look at everything as a equation. If you're not getting the right output, you don't try and just fix the output. You need to change the input. You need to change the input. So what does that mean? To veer off a little bit, I studied programming. I still am. I'm just on the road right now, so it's on pause. And sometimes when you're making programs, if you make a mistake in one line, the whole thing doesn't work. And one of the things I really realized, this literally has helped me with everything in my world, that is that sometimes, or most of the time, when you do have a problem, first thing that we think is help. But when you go to Google, you can't say help. Google needs to know, what do you need help with? Where are you stuck in your program? And you can get the help. And I realized the hardest thing was trying to figure out, what's the question that I should ask? What even question should I ask Google? I can't get this. I study Python. I can't, and that's a language in computer programming. I can't get it to print hello world. Help me. If you called a programmer and said that, there's 1,000 things he could tell you that you might have done wrong. But if you don't know the question to ask, you're going to lose a lot of time. So identifying the problem, because I can't remember what the guy's name was, but the YouTube video was called How to Think Like a Programmer. And it's about 1 hour and 6 minutes, but it's the best program I've ever taken, or talk I've ever heard on programming. And the one thing he said in there, he's like, well, as a computer teacher, he's like, that helps people. He's like, everyone keeps saying my computer's messed up, it doesn't work. He's like, well, is the computer getting it wrong? That's how his voice is. He's like, is the computer getting it wrong, or did you tell the computer to do the wrong thing? You know, not into right and wrong, but if you told the computer to do something, it's actually doing exactly what you told it. You need to change what you tell it. Are you following along? Because sometimes you think you're getting it wrong. You're not. You got the great content. You've got this, but you're looking at the wrong problem. Like you guys already know, we got to check there we go. We got to check the recording, make sure we're recording. Sometimes, we've had some instances, let's just say that. Now, I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and the one thing that they were saying was, she's like, I need to take this program, I need to take another program, I need to learn some things, I need to get some more help with this stuff. And I was telling them, well, you've already created a bunch of stuff, how's that going? And they're like, well, I kind of talked about it one time, and then that's kind of over. And they're like, oh, I don't really talk about it so much, I had other people talk about it for me. And I'm like, well, you think the problem is your lack of knowledge in the thing that you're talking about. And she was like, yeah. She's like, if I knew more, then it would do better. I'm like, what if your problem was just marketing? And there was like this silence on the phone. There was a complete silence. And they're like, yeah, I guess I could work on that. Yeah. Because anyone who's an entrepreneur or creates online content, you can change the name of something you've created in the past and you get it into the words of what the market wants, and all of a sudden everybody buys it and they want it. But before, you were just giving the right thing to the wrong people, so it feels like it's wrong. Some of you guys do have great advice, but you're saying it to people who don't really care. You're saying it to people who don't really care. My voice is even cracking on that, because that was me, even now sometimes. I thought when I started creating YouTube videos that I had to create content for everybody. You know, and all I did was look at like, okay, what do these people want? Why are they still watching this video? They want to come here? Cool. I'm going to create a program for this. And I remember back in the day, I was selling like, everyone wanted like, oh, I love these videos. These are so cool. Like they help so many people. I wish I could do it too. And I got that message, maybe not hundreds of times, but a lot of times. I said, I'll create a course on it. And I think back then I sold it for $10. And I had 2 people buy it. One because they really did want to make videos, and the other one because they just are one of my big supporters and a really good friend, and they bought it to support me. And I didn't get it, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with what I'm saying? And I realized, well, what if you're saying it to people who really don't want to do it? You know, and I had to hear, and then I had to face the harsh truth that most people just want to be armchair travelers. And the person who told me that, this coach, I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, Luke, you have to understand, most people just want to watch your content, get excited about it, and then go back to their life. And my thing was, I was getting frustrated with those people, like, why don't you want to live your life? Why? Why do I get messages like, he's living his best life? Like, I'm just living life. It doesn't feel like the best life to me. I want to be doing so much more. Traveling countries, doing that, like, back then, partying everywhere, getting whatever I want. That wasn't fun in my world, through my vision. You know, everyone, I used to say for a long time, I've said it up until about 2 weeks ago, you need to just change your perspective. But no, I think people need to change their awareness. People aren't even aware that they can have a better life. And I was thinking, well, how sad is that? But is it sad? Because they don't know. The chicken running around the field doesn't know that it's about to get killed or slaughtered. He doesn't know that. The chicken doesn't know. So how sad for the chicken? The chicken's enjoying his life. It's happy. It's doing all this. Someone said on TikTok Live, like, we define our dream. We define what it is. We define it. No one else. We can borrow, we can use, we can listen to other people's definitions, but we define what it is for us. So my thought, my encouragement to you all is to think of, like, at the end of the day, I start every coaching call with this, every program with this. It always comes down to, what do you want? And the most interesting thing, usually when I run a program anywhere from three sessions to 9 sessions, or 9 weeks, however we decide to do it, there's always people, or I ask people in the beginning what they want. And it changes for 99% of the people by the time the program's over. It changes for 99% of the people. Because they rediscover what they want. They realize what they want. They realize, actually, what I want isn't what I think that I want. Actually, the thing that I want is the thing that I think is going to get me what I want. So what if you just, like, bypass that completely? What if you just bypass the whole, well, I need this, so I can do this? What if you bypass what you need and then you just do it? You just did the thing. Like, what if you just did the thing? Like, how different would that be for you? You know, I think it's something along the lines of, because I do we're on TikTok a lot, and we're on there talking, and I was like, you know, tomorrow, at the time, like, tomorrow's 11/11, you know, and I was just like, you know, it's gonna be something special is gonna come for you, something you've been desiring for a long time. And people were like, oh, I hope it's this, I hope it's this. And then one of the ladies, a good supporter of mine, she said, well, I hope a new car is in my driveway. And I said, that would be nice, but what if, I said, well, there's a reason you want the new car. And what if the reason you wanted the new car, the opportunity to have that was in your driveway? Not the vehicle to get you to the destination, but what the destination itself was there. I'm like, there's a reason you want the car. And she's like, oh, yeah. I was like, she's like, what do you want the car for? She's like, I want to travel. And I was like, well, you can travel without the car. It'll be less expensive. You'll probably go further, actually. If you got $100 and you put $100 in your car, or you buy a $100 flight, you'll probably get further in the flight and not have to worry about parking or gas or anything. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I never looked at it like that. And that's the thing. We just never look at things a certain way. So we think that we're not in the wrong. We really think we're in the wrong. We really think we have the wrong business. We think we're in the wrong market. We think we're in the wrong thing. And sometimes that is the case. But sometimes you think you have the wrong business, but you're in the wrong market. Or you're in the wrong market, but you think you have the wrong business. And sometimes you think you have a problem with the output of what you put, but you're actually having a problem with who you're giving it to. You don't know who you're talking to. And it's not something that's just so easy to find. You know, sometimes you just need to be pointed in just that. It's little micro shifts. The little micro shifts sometimes make all the difference. So some of you guys, you're not in the wrong at all. You're not looking at the wrong thing. It's not wrong. There's something about what you're doing. There's something about what you're doing that is making you think that someone just put rocks all in the light. There's something with what you're doing. You're just looking at the wrong thing. And when I say wrong, I mean you're looking at the thing that you think is the problem, but the thing that you think is the problem is not what is causing the problem. Yeah, you might want to listen to that one again. Did you hear that? Sometimes you're looking at the problem, thinking the problem is the problem, but the problem is the thing that is causing the problem. And most of the time, you want a real secret? Most of the time, it's the unwillingness to give up something. Maybe it's to give up what other people think of you. Maybe it's to give up something. It's to give up. You're not willing to give up something. You're trying to swim across the water carrying the 50-pound weight. But your goal is to get across the other side and be stronger. Well, here's something. Did you ever think that maybe just by swimming across there without the heavy weight, that you'll get stronger in the process? Oh, we're getting too deep. We're getting too deep for today. I wanted to make it a little brief, short and sweet. But I want you guys just to remember this, that sometimes it's not the wrong, you're just looking in a place that's not, you're asking the question. I guess at the end of the day, it comes down to, is that the right question? Is there a more powerful question you could ask? You guys who show up to the flash classes on Fridays, you understand. Is that the right question? Maybe it's not should I, but maybe what's stopping me? What do I desire more? What do I even desire? It's like, we're going to have a whole other talk on it. People aren't addicted to pain. Okay? Don't get it twisted. There's not a lot of people are addicted to pain. But we're addicted to things that bring us pain. Like, you're not addicted to being overweight. You're just addicted to cupcakes and cakes like I've been the last few days. And when you can kind of just shift kind of the question you ask, what you focus on, it changes everything. So a little short and sweet video. Hope that one of you will be blessed by hearing this. Share this with a friend, and just get this out to people so that people will not only have hope, but have a tool to use and know how to use that tool. So with that, have a blessed day, and time to enjoy my coffee.